So we are studying about the government aids for the small scale sector, and we up to seventh point we have studied. Now next we have to study about the eighth point. That is the scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries. So this for the regeneration of traditional industries. Traditional means the from old age onwards, whichever business we were doing. So such kind of businesses are there, and regeneration, recreating such kind of businesses to make the traditional industries more productive and competitive, and to facilitate their sustainable development. The central government set up this fund with a rupees 100 crore allocation to begin within the year 2005. This has to be implemented by the Ministry of Agro and Rural Industries in collaboration with the state governments. The main objectives of the scheme are as follows. So this was started by the central government, and they had set up a project, set aside an amount of 100 crore rupees for the regeneration of traditional industries. So this much amount of fund has been allocated for the purpose of taking care of the or handling the new traditional industries. Okay, so there are some objectives or the purposes of this scheme to develop clusters of traditional industries in various parts of the country. So see, like there are some areas where the traditional industries are there. So they will make a clusters, means group, organize. Like if there are 2, 3 small industries will be there, they make a common group. Okay. So if you like in a Haria area or in one particular area where there are 2, 3 industries are there, so they will make a group of them. Okay, so they will make a connection with the other industries. So one industry, if one industry is standing alone, then it cannot, since it is a small industry, it will not be able to perform nicely. So when they are combined together, when they can join together with other companies, so then they can do more better activities. So they will make groups of them to build innovative and traditional skills, improve technologies, and encourage public-private partnership, develop market intelligence, etc., to make them competitive, profitable, and sustainable. So, next objective is to build innovative and traditional skills. So, they see like they are using traditional skills, and new skills, new talents has to be developed. They should bring up with the new methods, new way of producing things. Innovative ideas has to be brought. What is the meaning of innovation? Newness. So it's bringing something new. Okay, see, like if you are purchasing a mobile or any product, and if you are already using a mobile phone now, so you are going to the market, and the same mobile you will not purchase next time, isn't it? So next time when you go to the market, or if you are there, then you will purchase which is having some more updated qualities, isn't it? Latest one you will purchase. So when you are doing whatever may be the things that we are purchasing, like if you are having a shirt and you are going to purchase a new shirt, so if you are having an already one shirt is there, same shirt you will not go and purchase. Okay, even though that your shirt, that shirt may be so much interested for you, you like that shirt so much, but you will not go and purchase the same shirt again. Okay, you will purchase something new, some difference should be there, some new pattern should be there, some newness should be there. So that is the human tendency. So if you want to purchase, like if you are producing a product in the same way as we are producing earlier, the same methods are there, same type of products, if you are keep on producing, people will not be interested to purchase the products. So then we have to bring newness. So innovations are required. So when innovative ideas has to be brought, improve technologies. So and if you want to bring newness, then we need to improve the technology. The technologies that we are using should be increased or improved. New technology has to be used. So like nowadays we are using so many type of products, and in that very different or very new technologies are used. So like if you are using mobile phone, laptop, or all other things are there. Like most of the things we have start using electrical products. So earlier we were imagine that, see, like if you want to cook something, earlier they were mixing in there in the stone. So there was one stone there, and on that they were mixing up. And now nobody is using. Now they have a mixie. So in mixie you will do. And washing clothes earlier also it was hand wash clothes was there, isn't it? But now people started using washing machine. And ironing also, or ironing earlier there was like one box was there with metal, and in that they will put a fire, this charcoal and coal and all, and they will heat it, and they used it. Now there are electric irons there, with that you can sleep. So most of the products whichever we were using earlier, and also see like earlier we had like cycles and all were there. People used to mostly for the small travel. People used to cycles, so pedaling and going. So such a it was there, and after that now there are so many like electric scooters are there. So now see like if you purchase some 60,000 rupees, you will get a scooter, and you charge it. Then some 6-7 hours backup it will be getting. There is no need of any much expenses are not there. So you can charge it, and you can putting petrol nowadays. It is a very complicated work. So like the petrol price has increased around now it is around 85 rupees. 85 plus something is there. So this is very costly, and if you are using a bike, the bikes are not good bikes. If you are purchasing, it gives around 40 to 50 kilometers mileage as an average. So, huh? 60, 60, 70, which bike is giving? Huh? Platinum. Okay, so those things are there. So if but that is the maximum mileage they are giving. So if you are going in the market, you are not going to get that much mileage. That mileage they are saying is that you have to ride the bike in 60 to 70 kilometer speed, 50 to 60 kilometer speed, and always you should go in fourth gear without any disturbance. Then only they will give this 60 kilometer mileage. If you are going to the market, you have to put in first gear, then you have to go. Then after that you have to stop. So such a way, if you are riding, you will not get much mileage. So average mileage that we are getting is, we can say that 40 to 50 kilometers mileage. So we can say that approximately 2 rupees per kilometer expenditure is there. So if you are using normal bike, and if car is there, around 4 rupees per kilometer expenditure is there. So if you want to go 1 kilometer, you need to, if you are going by bike, it costs around 2 rupees minimum expenditure. Okay. And if you are going with a cycle, then there are no any expenditure. And if you are going with this electric bike or these things, then also very less than 1 rupee expenditure only. Like electricity is there, and here in UP there are no expenditure at all. No electricity bill you need not to pay, so there is no any expenditure like that. So otherwise you need to pay a little bit money for electricity. Or nowadays in the city areas there are also like a petrol pumps like that. Like charging ports are also available. There are some in the petrol pumps and all, they are having like charging sockets are given, and like per hourly basis, like for 1 hour this much 10 rupees, like that you have to pay. And huh? Okay, so like that there are situations are there. So technologies have increased. New technologies are coming, and now these electric cars are also coming. So now in the new afterwards, now people are interested in purchasing these. People now they see like earlier when we thought of this electric bike, then people were not having much trust in purchasing, because they thought that it is charging, so much difficulty is there, and you cannot travel so much. Okay, so such kind of complications are there, and if the charge goes out, means battery can discharge in between, so then there will be problem. So such kind of situations are there, so people were not having much trust. But now there are like people started getting trust into this one, and people and looking into the price of petrol, people are compelled to purchase bikes and electronic bikes and electronic cars. So now there is electronic cars are also coming into our market, and maybe in like some around 5 years or 10 years time, most of our cars will be changed into electronic cars. Most of the situations are there. So nowadays people started purchasing and it will come almost 5 to 10 years time. Then after that we will find that many of the cars which are running in our roads will be of electronic modes. In Kerala, they started using electronic buses also. Okay, so they purchased some around 20-25 buses, but that charging was very much poor. Means that the battery capacity was poor. So it. Eh? Not government, this government only it is, but they started this project like that. But problem was like if you want to go to from here to Basti, then on when it is reaching this Kaptanganj, then it will stop. So such huh? Not like that. It is the problem. In bus is needed more power. Huh? Ah. No, the problem is that see, like this bus is actually made for a plain roads, like your UP, such type of roads are there. But in Kerala, we are having its hilly areas are there, so it needs more power. So buses and all cannot climb such kind of this one. So that is why they are having some kind of difficulties are there. But later on, and after that they updated that battery power they have increased. So the power of the battery was low. Then after that they had to increase the power. Then after that it will work like that. Okay. So later on, maybe like some 5 to 10 years time, you will find that almost like all the trucks and even big vehicles also will be now. See, like first bikes where they are running in electric, and now cars started. Then other vehicles also they will bring better technologies and such kind of in foreign countries and all they started using some kind of like even bigger vehicles like buses and all they started using this one, and even solar power is there. So such kind of updations are coming. So we will find that this is new technologies are built up. So these things, these technology upgradations will be there, and these small industries also will have to compete with the technology upgradations, and encourage public-private partnership. So then they should create a private public partnership. So the government organized companies are there, private companies are there. So they should go hand in hand. They should create proper relationships with them. So these companies have to make a good relationship with the private companies as well as the public companies. So then only they will be able to continue in the market. Then develop market intelligence. They should get a proper idea about the market, how to market a product. So making a product is not easy. Sorry, the making a product is easy, but selling the product is very much difficult. So marketing is a very complicated task nowadays. Like even if you are going to the market and if you want to purchase any product, you can find minimum at least 5 different brands are there of each product. If you consider, like if you are going to purchase that soap, there will be 5, 6, 7 soap companies are there. So anything that you are going to purchase, even like toothbrush, if you are purchasing, there are also so many brands are there. Mobile phones, if you want to purchase, there are so many brands are there. So everything is having different so many brands of products are there. And when you are going to the market, then we get confused about the product. So when you are about to purchase, if you just imagine that if you are planning to purchase a mobile phone, so if you take a YouTube and you can take, there are still like so many comparisons of different mobile phones are there. If you want to purchase a mobile phone under 20,000, then you search for best mobile phones under 20,000, and you will get so many plenty of videos in YouTube. And if there are 5 videos, if you watch 5 videos, in each video they will say that this mobile is best. So in 5 videos you will get 5 best mobile phones, not a single one. So one company is telling that MI is best, another one will say that Samsung is best, another one will say that Redmi is best, another one will say that Realme is best. After watching 2-3 videos, you will also get confused which one is best. So most of these videos are made by the company representatives itself. So they will make comparison, they will bring new product and they will introduce. So in the name of, not directly by the company, but some of them are company representatives. Okay, they are maybe working in the company or they are working for the company, and these mobile companies are giving them some money, and they are making these videos like that and updating it. So there are some companies, some YouTubers are there, those who are giving genuine ideas, but most of the these ones are like that, means it's related to some particular companies, so they have some support, getting profit of some particular products. So these are there. So if you go to the market, you will find you have a lot amount of confusions. So the company which is giving more marketing technology, so those who are using better way of marketing, like see, like if you are going to purchase a product, so you will get like a buy one get one free or buy two get one free. All these offers are there, isn't it? So see, like when I was in Kerala, I went to a shop, and there I had to purchase some products, some vegetables. So they said that like if you imagine that banana is there, okay, so 1 kilogram of banana cost is 25 rupees, okay, and if you purchase 4 kilogram, you will get in 100 rupees. Normally, if you purchase 2 kilogram, then but they will not say that per kilogram 25 rupees price is there. They say that 4 kilogram, like here also like aloo, if you are purchasing like 5 kilogram of aloo, 100 rupees, isn't it? Per kg, they will say that 1 kilogram, they will say 1 kilogram 20 rupees is there, actual cost better. If you are purchasing as 5 kilogram together, then you will get it in 100 rupees. So imagine that you are going to purchase 3 kilogram of aloo, and you found that 3 kilogram of aloo, if you are purchasing, you have to, means per kg they will charge, if you are per kg, if you are asking, then they will charge 25 rupees each. But if you purchase 5 kilogram together, you will get it 20 rupees, means 100 rupees. So if you have to, means at the price of 4, you will get a 5 kilogram. Okay. So for us, we will feel that it is very much profitable. But for the company also, it is more profitable. See, for example, you are going to purchase only 2 kilogram. You need actually 2 kilogram or 3 kilogram aloo only. Okay. But when you hear such a news, normally what you do, you will purchase 5 kilogram. So that is actually not needed for you. So 2 kilogram additionally you purchased, and you paid the money for that also. But you are thinking that you got 1 kilogram in actually in profit, isn't it? But for other company, if this offer was not there, 3 kilogram only would have been sold, isn't it? But when the offer is there, then 2 kilogram extra is sold. Do you understand? So more sale will be there. So such a way that the company will have more profit. So such type of methods are used. So like a buy 2 get 1 free offer is given. Imagine that you are going to market for purchasing 1 pan. Okay, so you need only 1 pan. But there is an offer that buy 2 and get 1 free. Okay, so what you will do, instead of purchasing 1 pan, you will purchase 3 pans. Okay, and you may be thinking that you got 1 pan free, but they will charge the money of 3 pans also, isn't it? So 1 pan is costing 1000 rupees. Then if you are purchasing 1 pan, it is just 1000 rupees. But when you go, you will see to it that 2 pans, if you purchase 2 pans, you will get 1 pans free. But 1 pans price is 1500. Okay, you purchase 2 pans, you pay 3000 rupees, and you get 1 pan free. So what you did is that you paid the money of 2 pans extra. You are supposed to purchase, if you are going for purchasing 1 pan, you will purchase just 4000 rupees. Isn't it? But now you purchase for 3000 rupees and you purchase 3 pans. So this is that. So such a way, these type of techniques are used by the marketers. Okay. So these all are the marketing techniques. So if I am going only one, if imagine that's like if 100 people are coming, such a way, if 100 people are coming, normal situation 100 pans will be sold, isn't it? But when this offer is used, 300 pans can be sold, 200 extra sale will be there. So that is the way that marketing techniques are used. 2 units, more products have been sold. So they are charging, they are getting the sufficient amount of profit also. They are not selling it for free. Actually, they are collecting if 2 products are there, in that 2 products itself, they are collecting the money of 3 products. And after that only they will be selling the product. So, but we people may think that we get 1 product in free, and thinking like that we will purchase it, isn't it? So that is what marketing techniques used to make them competitive, profitable, and sustainable. So means by using these methods, these private companies have been made into competitive. So there are companies are there, competitors are there. So in order to become competitive as well as profitable, they make a more using such methods. They will become more profitable and sustainable. Sustainable means to continue in the market for a longer period. Okay, so we have to sustain. We have to continue in the market. So if a company comes into the market and suddenly close, then they cannot make much profit. So if a company wants to make profit or an industry wants to make profit, then it has to remain in the market for a longer duration. So they have to sustain in the market. To create sustained employment opportunities in traditional industries, another advantage or another purpose of this one is to create sustained employment opportunities, continuous employment opportunities, bringing more employment opportunities. So this is like if an employment opportunity is there and it has to be remained there. Okay, so these employees will get mostly the employees will be getting permanent jobs and they will be able to continue in their business for a longer period. So these are the objectives of this scheme. Then one more, the last topic is there, that the district industries centers, DICs, the district industries centers program was launched on 1st May 1978 with a view to providing an integrated administrative framework at the district level, which would look at the problems of industrialization in the district in a composite manner. In other words, district industry centers is the institution at the district level which provides all the services and support facilities to entrepreneurs for setting up small and village industries. Okay, so this is a district level unit where they are seeing it that in their district all the small scale industries or village industries will be getting sufficient amount of things or their needs are satisfied. If a new entrepreneur is coming and if they want to start up a business, then they will be trying to help them in for establishing this business or industries. Okay. Identification of suitable schemes, preparation of feasibility reports, arranging for credit, machinery and equipment, provision of raw materials and other extension services are the main objectives undertaken by these centers. So the main works that they are doing is that identification of suitable schemes. So like as I told you, we have so far we have studied about different schemes. Different programs are there. So government has organized so many schemes. Okay, so and it depends on the business that we are doing. Okay, so like if you are like leather industry is there, so then leather industry and also the amount of their business, how much money is required for starting into business. So these there are different schemes are there. So which scheme will be more suitable, that we have to identify. So the entrepreneurs may not know much about these things, but these centers, these people, they have already studied about different schemes, what are the advantages of these schemes, if you go in this scheme what benefit will be there, all these things they know. So they will explain these things and they will help these entrepreneurs to take which scheme will be better. Okay, so what type of business that we are doing and which may be the suitable scheme for the company. And preparation of feasibility reports. Feasibility means success, chance of success, which is more profitable, more easier, so which is comparatively, when you compare different businesses, which will be more suitable, more better, so such kind of things they will be doing. Arranging for credit. So they need some money in the beginning, they need financial support is required, credit facilities are required. So these organizations, these centers will be arranging credits. Then machinery, they have to purchase machinery. So from where we have to purchase, which way may be better, all these things they will be studying. And provision of raw materials, equipments and provision of raw materials. So giving them or arranging them sufficient amount of raw materials and other equipments required. So all these type of arrangements also will be made. And other extension services are like there is like a transportation facility is required, or warehousing is required, insurance is required, advertisement is required, packaging required, so many other services required. So how these things can be made available, how it is can be getting, all these things they will be studying. Broadly, DICs are trying to bring change in the attitude of rural entrepreneurs and all other connected with the economic development in the rural areas. Even within the narrow spectrum, an attempt is being made to look at some of the neglected factors such as rural artisan, the skilled craftsman and the handloom operator, and to tune up these activities with the general process of rural development being taken up through other national programs. The DICs is thus emerging as the focal point for economic and industrial growth at the district level. So they have different functions or different activities to perform. There are some old businesses are there, or abandoned business, means people those who are not thinking that it is not kind of a successful business. Such kind of attitudes are there. Now even these farmers. Okay, so now farmers are, if I ask you how many of you want to become a farmer, how many of you will say yes? Anybody? Nobody. So we know that it is no. Why you are not interested to become a farmer? Yes, that is there. So farmers. So India is a kind of a country which depending fully on farmers. It is agricultural economy, India. Okay, so India earlier it was there in the beginning. You can say that soon after the independence, we can say around 80 to 90% of India's income was from the agriculture. So we are fully depending on agricultural units. Now the dependence has been reduced, but also we need agriculture. But if I ask to anybody, if I ask in the bigger people or in the school, if I ask to if you are studying business studies and all, and you are not anyhow you are not going to become an agricultural field, you are maybe not interested. But if I ask to anybody, if there are 1,500 students are there in our school, and if I ask to anyone, all 1,500 students, and I am quite sure that I may not get at least some 10 members also, those who are interested to become a farmer. Nobody will be there. So why? Because it is the way that we have to, so it is the work that our parents are doing. So our parents are farmers, and we know what are the struggles that they are facing. So in our side in Kerala and all, there are people, those here only 2 or 3 options are there for farmers, they cultivate either sugarcane or wheat or rice, mustard, only 3-4 items are there. Okay, so there are a few options only are there. But in our side we have plenty of people are there. So in Kerala, mostly in our area, they cultivate mostly the spices. Okay, so elaichi is there, or cardamom, pepper, all these type of things they are cultivating. So what the people are doing is that recently the price of cardamom has increased, and the price reached around 5,000 per kg. Okay, for selling. Now here the price is very much high, but in our side, normal price of cardamom was around 1,000 rupees. Okay, 800, 900, 1,000 rupees. This was the normal price. But recently the price has increased around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees. Okay, so in the last year there was a heavy rain in Kerala. There was a flood situation and all was there. After that, there was around 6-7 months continuous drought was there, where there was no rain after that. So these extreme climate situations are there, and because of that, most of the cardamom plants have been destroyed. Okay, in my home we are having some cardamom plantation is there, so we are having some cultivation, and around 60% of our plants have dried off. Okay, only we were using water facilitating, we were sprinkling water with the motor and all, but even after that, because availability of water was getting reduced. We are having one river is there nearby, and from the river we were watering. So in the initial stage there was a sufficient amount of water was available from the river, so we were taking, and after that the river dried. Then we had a well, and from the well we started using this one watering. That also almost got over, and after that finally we have only a borewell is there. Okay, so that borewell is for our home purpose. We are using drinking water is there. But if we are using that water also for planting, means for cultivation, then we cannot survive. So we thought of not to water this one. So then such a way, around 60 to 70% of the, and this is the same case for almost all the farmers there. And fully, these things have been fully destroyed, and after that the price of the elaichi increased so much. Okay, because it is not available, things are not, all the things are spoiled, so then it started. So this is a situation. So farmers and people, those who are doing the business, small scale business, when they are having sufficient amount of product, then no price will be there, and when there is no product, then a high price will be there. So this is a problem, and because of this problem, people are unable to do their businesses in a proper way. Okay, thank you so much.